Hi everyone, so this is my next album. This is all about when we went to Zadar for 3 nights in September. You will recognise the front cover from my previous Croatia album, which was Dubrovnik, but I had some pages left over, so I've tabbed them now. So this album will now be Dubrovnik and Zadar. There we go. So yeah, we went to Zadar in September because we wanted to go to the national parks, and Zadar was the closest place really for us to go directly from the UK, but also between the two parks because they're not close to one another. One's up and one's down from Zadar, so Zadar was a good base for us. But I decided to do a pink and green theme for this trip. I'm not sure why, when I get back from the trip and I get all the stuff that I've brought back and all the photos, I sort of know what theme I'm going to use, and pink and green just seemed the best ones. So that's just our boarding passes in the corner there. We flew with EasyJet from London Gatwick, and I've just tabbed them there. And then there's a big map here of Zadar that you can get out. This was where we stayed. We stayed in the Villa Benelux near the harbour, which was really nice. It was really central, and it was owned by a lovely family. And then I've used 3 different washi tapes for this album. The first one is just a plain green one, which is this one here. The second one is this one here, which is like it's almost see-through, but it's got little leaves on it, which I thought was nice. And then the third one is this one here, which is it came from Paper Chase, and it was like a pink and green flower print, which was nice. So yeah, I like the ones that I used, and they went really well. In the background of this one, I just used a map, but the rest of the album I've used all different types of paper that I've just brought from my stash. Basically, I don't use a certain brand or collection for each book. I just go through and rip out pages that I think would suit with my colour theme, basically. And I've also used these little flower stickers that came from Poundland years ago, and I finally started to use them now. So they're throughout as well. And these little stickers at Bon Voyage, and then that little one there, they came from a cool shop in Leeds, which is called Neon Sheep, I think it's called, and they've started to pop up a little bit. They're just like quite a quirky little shop that sells everything, really. I'm going to move this. There we go. So I tried not to use too many pages because I didn't have that many pages left, so I've done a lot of like waterfall pictures in order to save room. So these are just some pictures of when we went into Zadar Old Town. So our hotel faced this harbour, and we'd walk all the way around basically to get to the Old Town. And these alpha stickers, these came from the range a few years ago, and they're not overly sticky, but they look nice basically, and I just hope they stay on. And then again, these are just some more waterfall stickers. We went into Zadar about 2 or 3 times whilst we were there, mainly for dinner after our days to the national parks and stuff. But the weather was lovely, and we had like a little art market going on at the time we was there, which was good. And then this is just a postcard of all the attractions in Zadar, which I thought was nice. It come from like a homemade souvenir shop. So again, it's just some more pictures of the old town. I've tabbed them all down just sort of so you know that you can flip them up. It was like a little mini Dubrovnik, which was nice, but not as expensive. And I just again use these alpha stickers. See, that's what I mean. They're not very sticky. I'm hoping they'll stay on. And then on this side, again, it's just some pictures of the harbour. That's our bus ticket. We got the bus once round to the old town, and just because it was cheap and it's sometimes easier to walk in, but it was nice to walk. We walked a lot. And then this is just another big map. I'm just going to move this back. So there we go. So it's a big map that you can get out, but I don't like getting the maps out because I can never get them back in. So this is just, there was a big leaflet here that I think I've left on the table. I've left it on the table, but it's a big leaflet of Zadar that was too big to sort of stick in. It would take up a whole page, so I just sort of paper clipped it up at the top there. And then underneath it just had all these pictures of the sunset and the rowing men of Zadar who can row you across the harbour for about 80p or something like that. And it was really cool. It was a really nice experience. It doesn't take long and it saves you walking. It's definitely a different experience than getting a taxi or even like a motorised boat and stuff. So that was nice. So the first park we went to was Krka. It was about an hour drive for us. We hired a car whilst we were there because we knew we would be driving a lot. But Krka was the one that I thought would be the most busiest, purely because you don't need to book in advance, and also it's the one where you can swim. And a lot of families go there in the summer because obviously they can get into the water and things. So it was one I was a bit worried about being like over busy, but we got there pretty much one of the first people there, and we managed to get tickets straight away. So these are our tickets here, and it was pretty much empty when we first got in. So we got some nice pictures of ourselves on the wooden bridges. These go all the way around the park, which is good because you don't get muddy or anything like that. It's all really clean. So I've used these before. These are little journaling pads from Wilkinson's, so I've used a few of them around the book. And then this is just some more photos of the entrance of the park. There was a nice little doggy just sat outside, and then I've used some more stickers. These came from a random pack from the range. They had like little booklets of stickers, and I wouldn't normally buy them, but they're on offer for about £1, so you know, for £1 for about 100 stickers wasn't bad. So I just thought I'd buy them, and they'll come in use, and half of them come in use for this trip here because I thought it was really good for, like, it's got little flowers and ladybirds and bees and little signposts and stuff, so I thought that was nice. And then there's just some more pictures of, we started to walk around the park. We started to get to the more of the lake side of Krka, which was beautiful. The water was so clear, but there was a load of little ducks around, so we enjoyed sitting down and just watching the ducks. And then this is a big map of Krka, so you can see where you're going. Krka is actually much bigger than this. This is just the main sort of area that most people go to because it's where the waterfalls are and where you can swim. So this is where mainly the tourists stay. But these are just some of the waterfalls that you walk past. I've got some pictures of them. And I like this little sticker. It says I love road trips on it. So I like little stickers that sort of just like random little things. And then this is just some more photos. I've used another map in the background just to save paper, because I find that if you stick a lot of paper in the background and then put photos on top, it gets really chunky. So sometimes I like to use either just washi tape as the background, or like a thin map or something that I've brought back from the trip. So there's just some more pictures of the waterfalls as you walk along. And this is just, I need to paperclip that down really because that always flips open. So this is just a leaflet from Krka. It's just got some bits and pieces what you can do. It comes all the way out. It's actually much bigger, as I said before. I think there's a map there. Yeah, it's like most people stay around this area here, but it goes all the way up, so there is a lot more to it. But obviously if you've only got half a day or something, most people just stick around near the waterfalls. So this is just Joe. This is the main sort of waterfall area where you can swim. So this is just Joe on the bridge over it, because that's a view from the top basically, and you can walk along this bridge and you swim in this pit down here. So yeah, we got some nice pictures of before we went in, and then we found a spot to put our stuff down within this sort of wooded area here, and then you just get in. The weather was nice. It wasn't freezing, obviously. It wasn't really hot, but it was pleasantly warm. But the water was nice. It wasn't cold, so it was quite easy to get in. And Joe had previously bought me a brand new GoPro for our anniversary, so I got to use that as well, which was really exciting. So we got some nice pictures of us in the water, so that's me with the waterfalls in the background, and then it's us there, and then the waterfalls here. It was really nice, and I think the weather helped us because it wasn't like blazing sunshine like it would be in July and August. There wasn't as many people there, which was good. So the next day we actually went to the Plitvice lakes even. I can't pronounce this. I think it's called the Plitvice. Some people say Plitvice, some people say the Plitvice. I'm not sure, so I'm just going to play the Plitvice lakes. But this was one of my top bucket list things that I wanted to do in my travel sort of bucket list because it looked absolutely magical, and it really was. But it was about an hour and a half drive for us, and we were driving into a storm basically. I saw the clouds go black and it was starting to rain. I was thinking, oh god, like it's going to be awful, but it cleared up by the time we got there. It did rain and it did thunder, but then it started to get really nice again, and it made the waterfalls more powerful, I suppose, because obviously all the rain and stuff. So it was fine as the day went on, but at first I was panicking about the weather. But this is just a picture of us by some of the waterfalls in the national park, and again I've used some of the alpha stickers just to write that. And then this is a postcard as well, which I thought was really nice. And then this is what the sign greets you as you walk into the park itself. So it says, take nothing but pictures, leave nothing but footprints, and use nothing but time, which I think is nice. These leaves, I got them from the works years ago and never knew where I was going to put them, but I thought they suited them because obviously it was September, so the leaves were starting to turn, and I thought it would suit the aesthetics of the page, so I stuck a few on. They weren't the easiest to stick down. So these are just some of the pictures of the entrance as you go in. So again, it's all bordered out with wooden bridges. This is actually water, but it looks, because it's so clear, it doesn't even look like there's water there. It looks like it's purely grass. But the water was so clear and it was such a beautiful colour. So as we go in, you'll see how nice it was. But this was just our ticket. We had to buy our tickets in advance because they only let so many people in now because it did get ridiculously busy. So I'm glad we booked our tickets. There was cars there already and we were one of the first sort of entrance times. So this is just a big sort of like introduction to the Plitvice lakes, if I can open it. Oh, I thought it opened. No, but this is the lakes here, so it's just got some information about where things are, and on the back there it says what you should and shouldn't do. So I just put that in there, and then there's just some more pictures of the scenery there, which was gorgeous. So we didn't see that many people walking around. I think we took one of the quieter trails. There's loads of different trails you can do, but we came through entrance 2, which is the slightly quieter one. So we didn't see that many people, which was nice. And also I think the weather put people off as well, but as I said, we were laughing at the end because it was beautiful weather. So this is just another leaflet. This has just got some information about the parks, all seasons and stuff. So that folds out. So we got to the point of the park where the water started to turn an absolutely insane colour. Like, it was so clear and it was so blue and so see-through. It was lovely. We took so many photos as we were there, just because you turned a corner and it just got so much nicer. So yeah, we enjoyed just taking in the scenery. We don't normally do breaks like this. We normally do big city breaks, so it was nice to be out in nature really and enjoy that instead of a big city. So yeah, and these little stickers, as I said, it's like all go outdoors, go explore, so it suited them really well. So the trail took us about 2, 3, 4 hours, I think. And I think it's about 3.5, 4 hours. But obviously we were walking quite slowly because we weren't really in a rush. So we enjoyed walking along the bridge and getting some photos of there. And there's some more of the ducks and these little tree stickers. These came from the same little pack. And the paper, I love the paper that I used. As I said, I don't use a brand, but most of my papers come from like the Range or the Works, Poundland, but this is a particularly nice one because it was all about sort of like nature, so that went really well. So this is a map here that's got all the trails, so this is how we decided which trail we were going to use. Again, I won't get them out, but it tells you like the trail and how long it's going to be. So like that, for example, is 5 to 6 hours. I think we did H, maybe, I'm not too sure. But it was a nice, you can pick them up. You do have to pay for it, but it's worth getting it because you can use it as a trail map. And then underneath here, I've got all the receipts that I picked up whilst we were away, because I don't normally keep receipts because they do eventually fade, but sometimes I keep them just to see how long they will take before they fade. But I've actually used a piece of string that Joe got with his dinner on one night that we were there, and I've just sort of used them like that. I don't think you can get them out, but you can flip through them and nice and things like that, which is good. And it is actually stuck down, so you can't move it out, which is nice. So here's just some more pictures of the lakes. And then that is actually a sugar packet that we got when we were having a coffee just before we started. There we had some breakfast. And then there's just a picture of Joe with some of the waterfalls. Again, that came from the shop in Leeds. I like the see-through stickers. I think they add a lot of sort of texture to your album because they go over the top of photos as such. They're not like a block colour. So as you can see, the weather was lovely now. The thunderstorms have gone. It was a little bit slippery on the bridges, but nothing that was harmful in any way. But as you can see, there's hardly anyone there, which was really nice. That was the main thing, and that's what I was worried about, was it being absolutely hectic that you couldn't even move anywhere. So just some more photos of the waterfalls. I think they used to be able to swim, but they banned it obviously because it just got so busy. But I'm glad they did, because it would be absolutely heaving and you wouldn't get anyone out of it. It would just ruin it, I think. So the last part of the trail, you got on a ferry boat that took you across back to the start basically, and it was really nice. It was a really scenic crossing, so I enjoyed that. I've got some pictures. A lot of the locals came with their dogs, I suppose, to walk their dogs, and they must have like an annual pass that you can get, which I imagine is lovely, because I couldn't, to have that on your doorstep every day would be incredible. And then there's just some more pictures of the lakes. And I really enjoyed this. It's like a boardwalk down and all the waterfalls right beside you. It was really loud, you couldn't hear anything, but it was lovely. We waited for ages to get this photo because I put my GoPro on the rocks and took like a video, and everyone kept walking past, but I finally got a spot where no one was in the way, which was good. And then this little thing, I don't know what this is, but we found it in the water and I took a picture of it. And then this is our parking ticket, because we had to pay for parking at the lake, so that's just our ticket that we had to pay for. And then at the end of the trail you sort of walk up a big hill, and that's where you can see from above some of the famous viewpoints of like the crystal clear waters and the bridges that go through. So once we'd finished the trail, we spent some time just looking over and appreciating the view. And then this, I realised that I'd actually forgotten some photos that I wanted to put in, so this is just some random photos. I haven't really finished it, I haven't put any washi tape or anything like this, but it's just some extra photos that I didn't want to not put in. So again, it's just another entrance ticket from the Plitvice lakes. That's a picture of us at sunset on the beach in Zadar. This is me just looking at the river, and me at Plitvice lakes. the little kittens that were at our hotel, which was so cute. I love playing with them every day. And then this was a little dog. Basically, when it was absolutely pouring down with rain when we first got to the Plitvice lakes, we were all sheltering under the sheds, like little roofs, and I turned around to see if there's any more shelter, and this little dog was looking at me, so I took a picture of him because he was really cute. But yeah, so these are just some photos that I didn't want to not put in, but I had done the album basically. So I just made a background out of one of the maps that I had, and yeah, and that is the last page that's right on the cardboard back. So I literally run out of space, but I'm glad I got these in because these are just some of the photos that I wouldn't want to forget. But yeah, so that is the end of Croatia part 1, I suppose. We will go back to Croatia, we always do, because there is other places that I want to visit, but yeah, it's full now, that one, and yeah, we really enjoyed Zadar. So my next album will be China, but I haven't finished it yet, so it will be up as soon as possible. Thank you.